If you guys want even more NBA videos, then like this one. We are trying to play catch-up against the NFL. That season is finally ramping up. NBA off-season winding down. So if you want more videos, you need to like this one. That way we can show my bosses that you do want more NBA content all season, off-season, and playoffs long. Dive into some NBA trade rumors here today as Damian Lillard, shocker, remains the number one story out there around the association. The latest report, I will make note, out of Miami, so asterisk it a little bit there, says the Blazers and Heat could ramp up trade talks in the coming week. As I'm sure everybody knows by now, Lillard reportedly only wants to play for the Miami Heat. The Blazers have been hesitant to do business with Miami since they're trying to drum up interest elsewhere, etc. Here's what the Miami Herald reported on a Damian Lillard trade request. Quote, despite Lillard's request to be traded to the Heat last month, a deal to land him in Miami was not considered imminent as of earlier this week. The Trailblazers have remained disinclined to engage the Heat in serious trade discussions up to this point, and key decision makers from both teams have been on vacation recently, according to league sources. The expectation is that trade talks between the Heat and the Trailblazers could pick up in the coming weeks, with training camps around the NBA opening on October 3rd, roughly 2 months from now. But the reality remains Portland does not love what Miami has to offer and hopes other teams eventually put in their own bids for Lillard. So basically, the same that we've been hearing for weeks now since, it's been about a month-ish. With the NBA draft now over. Lillard is aging. That is something that has to be taken into consideration. The contract is going to be very expensive, as it tends to be around the NBA for these older players. But he is coming off an awesome year when he was playing. Again, the Blazers kind of shut things down to help them acquire the number 3 pick and eventually Scoot Henderson. Lillard averaged 32 points a game. A Heat team consisting of Lillard, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and whatever other supporting cast pieces don't end up being on the move, is a really good win-now core for Miami with Butler and Lillard. And Adebayo's young, but we do know that centers tend to age a little bit quicker than other positions such as guard there. In the end, the Heat are the heavy favorites still for Damian Lillard. In fact, you can't even find odds out there to bet on Miami. The odds are all next team odds for Damian Lillard if it's not the Miami Heat. Boston leads the way there despite their non-interest or Lillard's non-interest or I broke up with you, you broke up with me, whatever. The Brooklyn Nets I actually do think could make some sense. The 76ers, if you move Harden and keep Maxey, maybe. The Knicks, they have Jalen Brunson. They need Lillard, I'm not so sure. The Raptors are actually a fun idea. I just don't know what they have to offer that still makes sense to have their current core plus Lillard there. So who in the end trades for Damian Lillard? H for the Miami Heat, O for other. Bonus points if you tell me what team it is if it's not the Heat. It is today's pinned comment, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. James Harden then is the second biggest NBA storyline at this time. He is still trying to force his way to the Clippers via a trade. Remember, he opted into his contract and then wanted to be traded. The two sides have made no real progress. Basically boils down to this. The 76ers, in classic Daryl Morey form, have a high asking price for James Harden. The issue is Harden doesn't really have any suitors. No one's that interested in him at this time. And this is what Keith Pompey of Philadelphia-based reporter said on Harden. Let's be real. There's not a market for Harden. If you're the Clippers, why should they give up something for a guy when there aren't a lot of other teams beating on the door to get him? And if you're the 76ers, why should they give him away for nothing if doing that may make the team take a step backward? Harden in LA does help them out. The guard situation there is a little bit dicey. Norman Powell can come off the bench. He's done that plenty there. Bones Highland as well has flashed a little bit. Former Nugget there. Trey Mann has been a nice, 5th, 6th, 7th piece maybe. Russell Westbrook I think is best off the bench. You add Harden to that unit, it is a good squad. It is. But for the Sixers, You trade away Harden, you're not nearly in as good of shape. I want to unleash Tyrese Maxey. I think he's primed for a massive year. Obviously, Joel Embiid is still a premier player at the center position. Harden's numbers, though, have begun to decline. The shooting percentage went up this year, to be clear, but the points per game have dropped. He's no longer the 30-point per game machine. Now, his assists have gone up as well. He's averaging over 10 assists per game, but the points have dropped a little bit. And at his age, his play style, you have to wonder how much more he really has left playing at a full, maybe not, all NBA, certainly not that, but even just an all-star game level or close to it, a star level, let's put it that way. So will James Harden be dealt before the season? Y for yes, N for no. You're going to vote where else but the comment section. Go vote for me right now. Y for yes, N for no. Now, you can bet, not on the NBA right now, but on the NFL. Do some college football futures, NBA futures aplenty as well. Mentioned some odds already on today's show. If you're betting, do it with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code CHAT125. $100 down is going to give you an extra 125% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. MVP odds are out, by the way. Nikola Jokic, again the favorite at plus 450. Giannis, plus 550. Joel Embiid, same odds as that. Luka, plus 600, by the way. He's doing the EuroLeague stuff, so or EuroCup, so he's still in great shape. Kind of like Luka, plus 600 myself. You can bet with me or fade me at BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. Let's go to a Zach LaVine trade as those rumors continue to circle around the NBA, despite the Bulls being seemingly committed to winning right now. Now, LaVine has 4 years of expensive years on his deal, which is, I kind of said years twice. That was weird, I know. But LaVine is a good basketball player. Is he a great player worth what it would probably cost to give up? I'm actually not so sure. We do have odds, though, on LaVine's next destination. The Miami Heat plus 300, that kind of feels like Damian Lillard insurance. The Nets at plus 400. The Knicks plus 500. Hawks at plus 600 is kind of intriguing. They've made some moves there. You put DeJounte Murray and Trae Young and LaVine together. That's fun. I don't know if it's good enough, but it's fun. The Sixers plus 700. Dallas Mavs plus 800. Boston, because they need another wing. That makes sense. Warriors, Blazers, Lakers, and Thunder. In the end, I think it is far more likely that LaVine stays in Chicago. But what do you think? What is the percent chance the Bulls end up trading away Zach LaVine? Let's say between now and the NBA trade deadline. Get those answers in for me in the comments. LaVine's been a pretty steady and consistent player, at least as of late. Anywhere between 24, 27 points per game. Gets you 4.5, 5 rebounds per game, 4.5-ish assists per game. Shoots a good clip from 3. Not an elite defender, and that does raise some concerns, some issues in terms of his overall value there. The Bulls are in kind of a weird spot. They've got 4 guys that can play point between Carter, Dosunmu, Kobe White, Alex Caruso to an extent, but I don't love any of those guards. LaVine, DeRozan, Vucevic. You think that'd be a playoff team? They haven't quite been good enough yet. I'm worried this core is kind of caught where I don't want to be in the NBA. Good enough to avoid a good lottery pick, not good enough to make a real NBA playoffs run. And that only way to get beyond that is to acquire a great player, luck into one via the draft or whatever, or trade away your good ones and rebuild. Now, when there's NBA news and juicy trade rumors, we have you guys covered. If you want more NBA content right here at Chat Sports, simply hit that subscribe button right now, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Finally, Donovan Mitchell trade rumors again and again involving the Knicks to a certain extent. So 2 different reports here. National media, ESPN's Tim Bontemps says the Cavs should trade him while his value is high because he doesn't want to sign an extension, wants to go to New York, allegedly, although Mitchell's not going to sign one right now because it doesn't make financial sense to do so. New York media keeps pushing it because, they want Mitchell in with the Knicks there. But the Cavs have little incentive to trade away Mitchell at the moment, unless they really think he's not going to stick around in Cleveland. Best way to get him to stick around, win playoff games, which the Cavs are built to do right now, in part because of Donovan Mitchell. He averaged 28 points per game. He's not a fantastic defender. That is an issue alongside alongside Darius Garland to a certain extent. But the Cavs have two great big men, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley playing. Mobley's kind of playing some 4-5. He can play full-time center. Allen was bad in the playoffs, but he offers good size and shot blocking. I like the way the Cavs are currently built, but they have to be better if they're going to keep Donovan Mitchell. The way the NBA works, player movement, player control, player power is all at an all-time high. The best way to keep your stars is to win games. That's all the Cavs have to do this year in an Eastern Conference that is ripe for the taking. If you haven't already, folks, one more time, please subscribe to us here on Chat Sports.